Good morning, third graders. Today in math, we are going to continue with our module 6, and we are going to work on lesson 4. We're going to look at how to solve problems involving graphs. Basically, we're going to look at graphs and tables, and we are going to see how we can read the information contained in these graphs and answer questions. Why don't you go ahead, pause the video, grab a pencil and paper so you can work together with me. Okay, let's look at this line plot. This line plot shows how many children are in the families of students in a third grade class. Okay, so here you see this line plot and the number of children in the family, in each family. So one child in a family, 2 children, 3 children, 4 children. The X is for each student. So you can even do this survey in your class and see how many kids live in families with only 1 child, how many students live in families with 2 children, and so on. All right, so how many students have only 1 child in their family? Let's go ahead and count. So X is 1X for each student. We have it here, that's the key. So let's go ahead and count the X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 students have only 1 child in their family. So basically they have no siblings, okay? And we can do the same for the other. How many students have 2 kids in their family, and so on. Okay, here's another question. Most students have how many children in their family? Well, I can immediately see that this column is the tallest. So I would say that most students have 2 kids in their family. And I can even go ahead and count how many students have 2 kids in their family. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that would be 9 students. Okay. Let's hide this and continue. All right. Write a number sentence to show how many more third graders have 2 children in their family than 3 children. So let's see. Here we have the third graders that have 2 kids in their family, and here we have the third graders that have 3 kids in their family. We can see that there's more third graders that have 2 kids in their family. How many more? All right, we said there were 9 third graders that had 2 kids in their family. Let's go ahead and count how many third graders have 3 kids in their family. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the number sentence that we're going to write to show the difference? Remember, when we compare, we subtract. So we can do 9 minus 6, and that's 3. So there's 3 more third graders that have 2 kids in their family. So you see how many questions we can answer and how much information we can draw from a chart, from a table or a graph. Let's look at this bar graph. This bar graph shows how many minutes 4 children spent practicing the piano. All right, so here we have the kids. We have Ryan, Kari, Brian, and Liz. And here we have the number of minutes. See, you always have, when there's a graph or a chart, there's a title here, number of minutes spent practicing the piano. Here we have the kids with their names, and here we have the number of minutes. So horizontally, we have the number of minutes. This bar graph is a horizontal, meaning that is a horizontal graph, meaning that the bars go horizontally, they go across. Other times they might go vertically, okay, up and down. Okay, so here we have the students, and here we have the number of minutes spent practicing the piano. Okay, what kind of information can we get? Let's see. Did Ryan practice for more or less than 30 minutes? So let's go ahead and look at Ryan. This is Ryan, okay? And let's see, here there's the minutes. So 30 is here. Looks like he played the piano for more than 30 minutes, right? And this would be the line for the 40 minutes, okay? So did he play for more or less than 40 minutes? Obviously less, because he played for this amount of minutes, right? What fraction of the time between 30 and 40 minutes did Ryan practice the piano? Okay, so let's look. Ryan practiced the piano for this amount of minutes between 30 and 40. It looks like it's exactly halfway, right? Half of the time. So what is half of the time between 30 and 40? So we have 10-minute intervals, right? So from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So halfway between 30 and 40 minutes is what? What is halfway between 30 and 40 minutes? It's 35, right? 5 minutes is half. They're 10-minute intervals, so 5 is half of 10. So that would be 35 minutes. What else? We can ask as many questions, and we can find lots of information just studying this this graph. For example, who practiced the longest? Well, you can see that immediately, right? Brian practiced the longest. Who practiced the least amount of time? Well, I can see immediately from the bar graph, it's immediately obvious that Liz practiced the least. Liz practiced for 20 minutes and Brian practiced for 60 minutes. Okay. Write a number sentence to show how many total minutes Kari and Liz spent practicing the piano. So we need to see Kari is over here, practiced for 40 minutes, all right? And Liz, we saw it before, practiced for 20. So what will the number sentence be? 40 plus 20 equals 60. So all together, the two of them practiced for 60 minutes. All right, let's look at this problem together. And you can work together with me. The following chart shows the number of times an insect's wings vibrate each second. Okay, so think of the wings of an insect, and they vibrate each second. We have different insects here. We have the honeybee, the beetle, the fly, and the mosquito. And we have the number of wing vibrations per second. Okay, so we have 350 for the honeybee. We don't know about the beetle. That's an unknown, and it's marked with a B. The fly's wings vibrate 550 times each second, and the mosquito is another unknown. So we have two letters, B for the beetle's vibrations each second, and M for the mosquitoes. All right, use the following clues to complete the unknowns in the chart. Here it says the beetle's number of wing vibrations is the same as the difference between the flies and the honeybees. So we have the flies and the honeybees, and the beetles, which is an unknown, is the difference between these two. Okay, so we have to first find the difference, and that will give us the number of wing vibrations of the beetle. So what are we going to do? B is, the difference means 550 minus 350. What is 550 minus 350? 200. So that will be the beetle's wing vibrations per second. Okay, let's look at the mosquitoes. The mosquito's number of wing vibrations is the same as 50 less than the beetles and flies combined. Okay, so you can go ahead and pause it and solve it on your own. All right, so what do we need to do? It says that the mosquitoes is 50 less than the beetles' vibrations and the flies combined. Combined means we have to put them together. So we have to put together the beetles and the flies, and we have a certain amount. And then it says 50 less. So we have to take away 50 from that amount to find the mosquito's number of wing vibrations. Okay, let's see if your work is the same as mine. So first you combine the 200 was the beetles, we found it before, plus 550 is the flies, and we get 750. That's the combination of the flies and the beetles' vibrations. And then we have to take away 50, because it says the mosquitoes is 50 less than the other two combined. So we do 750 minus 50, and that's 700. And that is the mosquitoes' wing vibrations each second. All right, so let's look at your work for today. Your job for today will be to complete these worksheets. It's the classwork slides or student slides. All right, let's take a look at these together. Here you have a tally chart that shows how many coins Maria has in her piggy bank. Okay, so she has pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and she's counting them, and she's using these tally marks to count them. So this is a tally chart. First of all, you're going to see how many coins. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and count the tallies and figure out how many pennies, how many nickels, how many dimes, and how many quarters. Remember that you can count by fives, or even you can count by tens, because we know that 2 5s is 10. So we can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We can count by fives, or we can count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68. All right, and you go ahead and write the number here. Then what are you going to do? You're going to use the tally chart to complete the bar graph below. All right, so first of all, notice that the title of the bar chart is the same as the tally chart. Coins in Maria's piggy bank. Okay, that tells you what kind of information you are finding. And here you have the different kinds of coins. So on the horizontal line, we have the coins, pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters, different kinds of coins. And here you have the number of coins, okay? What is the interval? I'm noticing that there's a suggestion, okay? Sometimes you'll have to choose the interval. Here, 10 is the suggested interval. And of course, you have to look at the numbers that you have. Of course, you're not going to start with 1, because I'm looking at, for example, let me see, how many pennies did we say? She has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 68. So I'm not going to start, the interval can't be 1, because otherwise I'll have, this huge bar that goes all the way up, right? But if my interval is 10, okay, and this is the greatest amount, so the amount of pennies is the greatest amount that I have, that would be almost 70, right? So if I have intervals of 10, I'll write 10 here, then 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And then, of course, if it's less than 70, I have to be careful, because I have to draw a line which is, I think we said this was 68, right? So 68 is 2 less than 20. So I have to divide, 2 less than 70. So I will have to divide this. This is, the interval is 10. So I would have to divide it into 10 parts. That's a little bit hard because it's small. So I can more or less say, okay, it's a little bit less, right? Okay, so this will be, this is the first slide. This is the second one. There are 2 classes that go on a field trip to the planetarium. The number of students in each class is shown in the picture graphs below. So here you have picture graphs where the symbol is a square. And be careful, because here there's the key. Each square is 2 students, right? So this is Miss Hallman's class, and you have the boys and the girls. Same for the other class. Notice that here there's a half square. So what does that, and here as well. So what does that half square represent? Well, if each square is 2 students, I'm not going to tell you, but I think you can guess. Half a square will be, All right, so you have to figure out how many boys, how many girls, and here you need to answer these questions. And then there's the exit ticket, where again, you have a graph. And here there's it's a graph that shows the number of library books checked out in 5 days. You have the days of the week and the number of library books checked out. Ooh, that's a lot of books. Miss Angela would be very happy. And you need to answer questions. So our whole lesson is on analyzing, studying graphs, and being able to solve problems and answer questions, figuring out what kind of information these graphs, what kind of data these graphs or tables or charts are giving us. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and see you very soon. Reach out to your teachers for any questions. Bye.